From beautiful Statesboro, Georgia, we're at Irk Russell Park tonight for USL League One Soccer. It's South Georgia Tormenta FC and Charlotte Independence in a matchup of two clubs looking to maintain momentum off an excellent last weekend of results. I'm Donnie Barnes. These two clubs both are joint top of the table, coming in with 7 points each. Only goal differential keeping them from that number one spot. We expected a season of parity in USL League One, and that's exactly what we're getting early on. And for Tormenta, they have been led by their defense. They've not allowed a goal in 518 minutes coming in. 5 consecutive clean sheets. Pablo Jara has been great in goal for them, and they've defended from the front. Our frontline guys work their backsides off. Their head coach told us this week they don't cheat, and they've created chances from that forward and midfield spot, and then they've scored goals too. Adrian Billhart with that banger last weekend to open the scoring against FC Tucson. And they would later add a second in that match through Barry Sharifi. They're getting goals from the midfield, goals from set pieces, and they're not allowing any goals at the other end. That's a winning recipe, and it led to that 2-0 victory last weekend. 5 unbeaten for them coming in. Meanwhile, Charlotte Independence, a dramatic late rally to beat Union Omaha last weekend. This 83rd minute equalizer off the head of Ivan Luqueta was his first of the year. He's one of 5 different goal scorers for Charlotte already this season. And then late in the 94th minute, back post cross, and there was Corey Bennett. That ball just crossed the line according to the officials, and it was a 2-1 victory for Charlotte Independence in dramatic circumstances to send them joint top of the table. So tonight, it's the top scorers in the league so far versus the stingiest defense in the league. It's a fascinating matchup, and we'll kick it off for you. Your starting 11s and opening kick next.
I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta.
Two sides making their way out onto the pitch. Our opening procession before South Georgia Tormenta and Charlotte Independence tonight. It is Military Appreciation Night here at Irk Russell Park, presented by Bullock Solutions. First 100 veterans to walk up and show valid military ID getting a free general admission ticket tonight. They're having a swearing-in ceremony, oath of enlistment at halftime as well. And great stuff going on this evening in Statesboro. Meanwhile, our starting 11s first for Tormenta FC, presented by Statesboro Real Estate. 2 changes for them this week as Alex Morrell comes back into the starting 11 along with Pablo Jara back in goal. It's his 75th regular season start. He had to miss last weekend through injury. It's the first time he's missed a game with an injury for the last few years for Tormenta. Charlotte Independence, meanwhile, also make 2 changes to their starting 11. Tresor Mbuyu returns from his red card suspension, and Shalom Duty, who was unable to play last week, didn't quite pass a late fitness test, he returns. to that back line today. You see Tresor Mbuyu with 3 goals. Their leading scorer, tied for the league lead, in fact, has a ton of pace. And gives the Charlotte Independents the ability to stretch teams on the counter. A big weapon returning to their lineup tonight. So just about set to go with that sun setting behind the far side of the park. It's Tormenta in their home kits tonight, the magenta and blue. They get us underway, kicking from left to right. Again, it's the stingiest defense versus the top scoring attack in the league thus far this year. Should be a fun one. And we're underway on this Saturday evening. And right over the top, looking for that counterattacking speed immediately. There's that back line, doing what it's done so far for Tormenta. Again, 5 consecutive clean sheets since an opening night 1-0 defeat to NCFC. That includes 3 in the league and 2 in the U.S. Open Cup. Tormenta are in the last 32. Now they go to the attack for the first time. From the end line, the cross is put out for a corner. Good start for the home side. Alex Morrell, told you, just back in the starting lineup and immediately makes his presence felt by forcing a set piece. Gabriel Cabral has played just about every minute in midfield for Tormenta so far. That was not the plan coming into the season. Head coach Ian Cameron told us this week, but he's played really well, and they've had some other injuries and unavailabilities. His first delivery of the night, bent in and had to be punched away by Adrian Zendejas. Let it go, says the bench, and it's a throw for Tormenta. Dangerous delivery there, and Zendejas just having to stretch to punch it away. Hear the wind blowing in the background. Boswa with his first touch. Arthur Boswa, always dangerous at the top of that formation for Tormenta. Independents trying to play their way out, and that was out of play. It will be a throw for Tormenta. So some decent early pressure from the home team. Again, we're so disappointed to lose that opening night match to NCFC in a game they dominated territorially. Possession was over 70-30 in their favor, but they just weren't able to create enough clean-cut chances. But again, haven't conceded a goal since then. Here they go right back to the attack. Stood up into the box, nodded up into the air by Shalom Duty, not fully cleared, now attacked away. Flying in there to win that challenge was Jake Dengler. Back on the wing it goes. Kingsford Ajay wriggling with it, dropping to Chris Heckenberg, and then off the defensive foot of Tresor Mbuyu. Good crowd at Irk Russell Park tonight. Bright start, both literally and figuratively, for the home team. Around the back, and that was last off Bill Hart. It'll be a goal kick. A drum line behind one of those goals, right to our left, the right side of your screen. Finding a nice backbeat to this one. Charlotte Independents wearing their away kits for the first time this year. First time they played away from home this season. Again, 4 straight at home. After this, they'll have 2 more at home, so they start with 6 out of 7 on their home pitch. After that, they'll play a bunch on the road. That is a foul on Mbuyu. Took that rash red card 2 matches ago. Brings down Jake Dengler here, who stays down for a bit. Head coach Mike Jeffries called that red card from Mbuyu a learning experience for him. You see Pablo Jara wearing a mask to protect his face, returning from injury himself. Concerned for his center back, who's been such a key part of this clean sheet run for Tormenta. Dengler's going to walk that off. But Tresor Mbuyu was just frustrated in that match against Richmond 2 weeks ago. He felt he'd be getting pushed and harassed, and meanwhile, a chance to attack here. That ball a little too heavy. Independents looking for a free kick. Referee not interested, and they can't believe it. Omar Sis thought he was fouled. Our referee tonight, Joshua Belk, saw nothing wrong. Anyhow, Tresor Mbuyu having to miss last week with that red card, but his team dealt with his absence pretty admirably. We showed you that late comeback in our open. Advantage played here by the referee. And a chance to counter now, and here is the speed of Mbuyu. First time he's been able to show that off down that left wing. Mbuyu looking to cut his way into the box, and then trying to square it across the top of the 18-yard box, but missed his teammate Quinn McNeil. Attack can continue for Charlotte, though, as they have the throw. Independence in their first season in League One. Off to a terrific start. A lot of questions around their roster shortly before the season. A lot of late signees, but it's come together quite nicely in these early weeks for them. They've shown a ton of attacking flair. First time we've seen them away from home against a team in great form. It was really impressive to see their late comeback against Union Omaha last weekend without two of their top players. After some early pressure from Tormenta, it's Charlotte Independence with some time in the attacking third now. It's thumped back up the pitch by Deshaun Nimhart, who's also been excellent for Tormenta, playing on that left side of the back four. And Tormenta streaking forward. This is Bill Hart, eating up lots of space. And out for a Tormenta throw. Veteran Bill Hart has been streaking down that left wing quite a bit in these early weeks of the season. And a man down for Charlotte Independence behind the play. Wait till we can clearly see the number to confirm who this is. I saw him gesturing to his leg. That is Tomas Maya. He played in Colombia for the last 6 years. He's from Medellin, Colombia. Doesn't look great for him. Yeah, we're going to have a sub for Charlotte. We're told Diego Rocha is going to come on for Maya. So having to make a substitution in the 8th minute, never the plan going in. You see Rocha taking off the warm-up top, jogging onto the pitch. Rocha started last weekend against Union Omaha. Had a decent match. He was guilty of a mistake on Union Omaha's goal. Thrown right back into the fire now after beginning the game on the bench. Immediately called into action there. That flick came off his head, I believe. Now Ajay in the corner. Right now Ivan Luqueta a little isolated up top, but able to touch it along. And Luqueta from distance. Well, that's the effort of a man who scored a big goal last week. Betting on himself from about 25, 30 yards out. Not quite. Luqueta, a guy who plays with a ton of passion. Like Jeffrey said this week, he's definitely intense. In fact, we try to get him to relax a little bit, not to put too much pressure on himself, but he does bring a lot of energy. Now Morrell, looking to serve it into the box, locked down. Wrestling that was all legal. Cabral, then Morrell, another cross. Center backs holding strong for Independence in these opening 10 minutes. Now down the line toward the run of Luqueta, who is foot racing with Joshua Phelps. And Phelps, another excellent member of this back line, able to track it down. Ball toward that left wing. Not a bad start for Charlotte so far. Pretty good start for both teams. Charlotte content to sit back a bit and try to hit Tormenta on the counter with Mbuyu's speed. Luqueta as well.
Gentle, please.
Phelps and Dengler pushing up there, that center back pairing with their side in possession. Now toward Ajay, but can't quite run that down. And we're 10 minutes in. No goals yet in Statesboro. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official matchball supplier of USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. Attacking throw for Charlotte now. There you go, Rocha. Forward a good 10 yards before taking that. Referee allows it. Now Mbuyu. He's onside, and Mbuyu's cross. Disappointing by his standards. Good little drop of the shoulder there to surge past the defender. Create the room for the cross, but far too much power, not enough direction on it. Chris Heckenberg has been sensational in that midfield for Tormenta. With that very young midfield core for this team. Started in USL League 2 for Tormenta's League 2 side last summer. Here's Mbuyu again. Trying to run at Dengler, but this time he was offside. Tormenta last conceding on April 2nd on opening night, and over a month since. League matches and 2 Open Cup games as well, keeping clean sheets. That'll be tested against the top scoring team in the league tonight. Might be tested right now. Tresor Mbuyu looking to work his way for a shot. Mbuyu, excellent block, and then the left-footed strike is right at Pablo Jara. There's the danger that Charlotte Independence pose on the counter. It's a terrific block of Mbuyu's first attempt. Let's look at that again on this Coca-Cola replay. It's a great ball forward by Quinn McNeil. And Mbuyu facing up Jake Dengler. What a block by Dengler, then a good ball from Mbuyu. Left-footed hit. Straight at Jara. Pablo Jara, again, such a mainstay in that goal for Tormenta the last few years. Having to miss last week's game with injury. Ian Cameron said it's the first time he's had to watch a game through injury, and he has utmost respect for TJ Bush, who came in goal last week. He sees him as a true competitor and someone that could displace him, so he wants to get back and fight for his spot. He's back in there tonight. Now a good surging run forward. This is Morrell with a strike. Morrell! Just outside the goal. Oh, he connected with it so well. And it was just wide of the post. I think some fans on the near side thought that was in initially. Good chest down by Luqueta now. Mbuyu. The overlapping run from Ibarra. He's offside. Good link-up play by Charlotte Independence, but Ibarra's run just a bit early that time. Miguel Ibarra has added such a classy element to that attacking midfield. for Charlotte Independence this year. A guy who has tons of USL Championship experience, including 29 games with San Diego Loyal last season. Ball forward only finds its way to Zendejas. That press from Tormenta, led by Boswa. That's exactly what Ian Cameron wants to see. Over the top, though, Ibarra, or Luqueta that is, he was onside. I wasn't sure if he was. Flag apparently stayed down, and if Luqueta could have taken a better first touch there, might have been in. Neither team afraid to utilize the long ball. They think it will suit them, and they both have the speed to utilize it well. Acrobatic clearance out into touch. There's Omar Sis. The attack reset by Tormenta. Ian Cameron barking instructions to his team in the background. Morrell puts it off a defender for a throw. Flicked along by Boswa, and Morrell, not trying to turn the corner now, pulls it back, wants a foul. So does the crowd. Again, Joshua Belk says nothing wrong with that. Goal kick. There is Mike Jeffries. He's been a head coach with this Charlotte program for a long time now. Dropping down to League One this season. Again, proving a lot of doubters wrong over the opening 4 weeks of league play. I tried to get him to express some satisfaction for that this week when we spoke to him. He would not be drawn in on that. Said he was going to give me a bunch of coach speak and just say they're taking it one day at a time. This is out into a touch for a corner, I should say. In the first corner of the match for Charlotte Independence. As you see Ian Cameron now, head coach at Tormenta FC. He said we have to take the game to them in every facet of the match this week. It's been an aggressive start for both sides in different ways. That set piece coming up for Charlotte. Coas Santos to take. Ball is not in the actual corner area, but his delivery was pretty good. Knotted clear, though, from the 6-yard box. Ibarra pulls it back. Sis. Santos couldn't keep that in play. Rare misplaced pass from Sis, who normally is a guy who does all the basics and fundamentals really, really well. He's under the radar quite a bit. Usually doesn't do much of the spectacular, but keeps the ball moving, keeps possession extremely well. Now, Kingsford Ajay, just behind Adrian Bilhai. Scooped back down that wing. Ajay again. Ajay with that speed and cunning, trying to pull it back. This time in the direction of Curtis Thorne, but in the back line read it for Charlotte Independence. They look to spring another counter. And lots of space for Tresor Mbuyu to roam through that midfield. Mbuyu trying to spread it. He gets a kind bounce right back to him. Mbuyu still going. And a fortunate deflection there for the Tormenta back line as it hit Mbuyu once again, and this time did not fall to his path. And then a foul relieves the pressure. Ibarra pulling the strings from deep during that sequence. He was in a much more advanced attacking position most of last week's game, with Mbuyu suspended. He'll move forward in that attack at times tonight as well. Nearly 20 minutes in. 0-0 in Statesboro. Two teams with 7 points each, one of 5 clubs joint top of the table with 7 entering play this weekend. Full slate of 5 games in USL League One tonight. Union Omaha, the only team in the league that has a bye. Of course, in midweek, it'll be back to US Open Cup play for 4 USL League One teams, including Tormenta. Here's Diego Rocha. Who was that off last? It's a throw for Tormenta, despite the appeal of Mbuyu, who then says to his teammate, "I want it to my feet, please." Unofficially, there have been 3 shots for Charlotte Independence so far, 1 for Tormenta. Independence had that 1 on target that was straight at Pablo Jara. Over the top, too far for Curtis Thorne. Cameron, on the way down the touchline in his technical area. Always talks about how he wants his teams to play with passion and aggression and physicality. He mirrors that energy on the touchline. Jara lifting it away from the on-rushing Lucetta. Onto his feet, throw right by midfield. Good idea, says Curtis Thorne, even though the execution isn't quite there on that ball. Tormenta not afraid to hold on to it in the midfield before seeking a teammate further up. Cabral. Nemhart. Ajay just flicked off his heel as he couldn't take that in stride. Here comes Charlotte. Santos wins the throw off Nemhart. Over midway through the first half. McNeil. Sis. There is Nemhart again to win it back. Wanted the ball again. One back in the midfield. What can Charlotte do from this? Quinn McNeil. Took a little while to make a decision what to do with the ball there, but did keep possession. And now Rocha, that is, on the overlap. And his square ball with pace for Mbuyu flicked well over. It's on Mbuyu before he could really contort his body to direct the header. A lot of power on that goal kick. The second ball, the feet of Morrell, who's been really bright in this first half and wins a free kick. Diego Rocha unsure what he did wrong there. Alex Morrell was out on the left wing for much of the opening 15 minutes or so. Now he's taking up positions on the right. They'll line themselves up at the top of that 18-yard box. Look for a good delivery from Gabriel Cabral. Cabral curls it in, top of the 6-yard box, good defensive header. And then booted away. Only Nimhart back for Tormenta. Straight back into the mix. Flicked along. Curtis Thorne tried to put it in front, not with any kind of conviction though. Make a clean contact with his right foot. Takes the throw quickly. He'll have another. Tormenta continuing to probe those flanks. Thorne might try a deep throw this time into the box. Morrell is his short option. But Thorne's going to launch it into that danger area. Boswa trying to win the flick on, couldn't do so. Not a good clearance by Mbuyu, but his teammate there to help him out. Pressure continues though for Tormenta. Back into the box, over the head of both Boswa and Thorne. And is it a corner or a goal kick? It's a goal kick. Thorne let it run out of play, thinking it came off Charlotte last. Referee pointed in the opposite direction. USL Championship returns to ESPN2 as the back-to-back Eastern Conference title holders Tampa Bay Rowdies head west to take on a high-powered Phoenix Rising Sunday, May 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Another long ball, looking for the speed of Luqueta this time. And instead, it was the speed of Phelps, who again got there first. Luqueta apparently was called for a foul. That drum line that you're hearing in the background, by the way, the Statesboro High School drum line. Sis hoofing it up the park. Nobody forward in gray and black. So far in this matchup of the league's stingiest defense and highest scoring attack, it's been the defense on top. Teams have gotten themselves into dangerous positions. Nobody's been able to create a completely clear-cut chance yet. Almost a high boot there from Sis. Coa Santos unable to keep it in. Every time we do a game in Statesboro, I always want to sit at that picnic table right at midfield. It's such a great spot. With food. Just make sure the soccer ball doesn't fly into the middle of the picnic. Here comes Tormenta now down the right. Thorne looking for the overlap. Turning back with it, Morrell. Dispossessed then. And Charlotte Independence asking for a foul behind the play. The referee now belatedly blows for the foul. Perhaps was playing advantage initially. Well, Mike Jeffries said this week for Charlotte, Tormenta's a very good defensive team. They're very organized and physical. He said, I'd expect them to press us, and we have to be better on the ball. Been decent with it so far, good enough. Jeffries also said they're very good in their ability to play direct, and they're incredibly good on set pieces this year. And a couple dangerous ones early on. Here comes an attack down the left side. Kingsford Ajay. By the touchline, Ajay. Morrell was trying to make an overlapping run, but he was well covered. Ajay again, facing up 2 defenders and then 3. That's how concerned they are about his skill and speed. And did he win a corner there? Referee says no, goal kick. And Tormenta in disbelief at that decision. We're a half an hour in with no goals yet. Close-up look at that new home kit for Tormenta this year. Much bolder look than their past couple seasons. Very popular kit, understandably so. Adrian Zendejas taking his time in this goal kick. Jeffries pensive with the notepad and pen. Now the referee wants to have a word with Zendejas, giving him a warning about time wasting. Choosing not to issue a card yet. How strong that back line and even the midfield for Tormenta are in the air. What a neat little flick from Gabriel Cabral. Keeps possession alive, and what can Morrell do? He sprays it out on the left. Good ball for Bilhart. Bilhart squaring up to Santos. Bilhart trying to dribble right through him. Santos wins the tackle though. Excellent tackle. Otherwise Bilhart was in. Boswa almost stole it as well. Pressure from Tormenta, but Charlotte doing enough to handle it so far. Looking to launch counterattacks of their own, but that back line continuing to mop up aerial balls and snuff those out. Here's Mbuyu though. Taking back inside. Then Ibarra. Had the overlap from Sis, chose instead to spray it to the far side in Santos. Clay Dimmick. And Mbuyu turned into an acrobatic bicycle kick in the end, but not able to direct it. And let's see that tackle again a moment ago. Koa Santos, boy, he had to get that exactly right, and he sure did. Great timing, great execution. O'Hara launching a long one there, hoping for the flick on. Good at winning those second balls as well. Wasn't as good as usual from Adrian Bilhart at first touch. Out into touch. Fascinating battle so far. Great tactical matchup between these two managers. Tormenta doing most of the attacking right now though. Ajay, and now Boswa. Boswa looking to cut it back. Then the effort is on target and punched over by Adrian Zendejas. Quick release from Bilhart and almost surprised Zendejas. Tried to use all his reflexes to get those fingertips up and tip it over the bar for a corner. What a strike by Bilhart. Took that right in stride, got plenty of power behind it. It's a good stop in the end from Zendejas. For the corner, referee wants to have a word. Herb Shop and Organic Foods corner kick coming up after the referee makes sure that the pushing and shoving is at least minimal along that goal line. Now Cabral's delivery, skidded in low to the top of the box, left-footed strike, blocked again. Heckenberg let it go. Nemhart looks to recycle it to Ajay. What a good first touch from him. And then it's off Ibarra. Fans all helping the linesman with helpful points. The linesman agreed with them. What a nice little flick. Ajay, Bilhart squaring it and punched away. Good pressure mounting though from Tormenta. They'll feel they need to make this pressure count before halftime. Charlotte Independence, after a good start on the counterattack, hanging on a bit at the moment. Ten minutes to go until half. That's whatever stoppage time we have. Did have one injury early on. Tomas Maya had to be subbed out in the 8th minute. Had too many other stoppages. There's Thorne able to win that header. And that's a foul on Cabral. He again disagrees. Just like another word, Joshua Belk. Like telling Cabral, look, you can disagree, but don't do it quite so demonstrably, please. And those midfield balls being won by Tormenta more and more as this first half goes on. Thorne and Cabral and Bilhart. Bilhart with a man coming on behind him, had to get rid of that faster than he would have liked. Good pressure from Mbuyu tracking back there, forcing a goal kick. That's kind of tracking back you like to see from an attacking winger or a striker. See Diego Rocha in your picture there, and there's Ian Cameron. But Tresor Mbuyu, we highlighted him. We're looking at the starting 11s tonight with 3 goals and a scintillating start. He has an assist as well. He's gained headlines for his attacking play for Charlotte Independence, but you need your attackers to track back and defend as well. That's what he was doing a moment ago. Fourth official making sure Diego Rocha doesn't steal too many yards. Charlotte Independence, even though they haven't had a lot of the ball and not a lot of attacking play in the last 20 minutes or so, always dangerous with the quality that they possess. Play Dimmick. Dos Santos. What a good flick from Mbuyu, somehow snaking his leg out there, keeping possession alive for his team. Santos again, facing up with Nemhart, who hasn't lost too many of those one-on-one duels this year. Santos in the end chose not to take him on directly. It's not a great ball. Just had to be slid out into touch by Shalom Duty to make sure Tormenta didn't go the other way. Thorne neatly finding Bilhart, who stays on his feet. Bilhart couldn't shrug off that challenge. Home crowd thought it was a foul. Bilhart right back, tackles it back for his side. Chris Heckenberg now. Bilhart was in full stretch there to win that challenge. Nemhart finds Ajay. Ajay squares up to Santos. Chooses to keep possession. Cabral. Can Tormenta find an opener before half? Charlotte hit them on the counterattack before half. It's Tormenta who looked likelier. We've all watched enough soccer, though, to know that it doesn't necessarily mean that that's how it's going to go. Cabral, good job to keep possession alive. Thorne. Morrell. Thorne again. Bilhart couldn't control that off his chest. Fizzed to him at about neck level. Cabral challenging with McNeil, who held him off calmly. And a neat switch with the feet by Adrian Zendejas. That was something that Mike Jeffries told us a couple weeks ago. He's very calm with the ball at his feet. Not afraid to play out from the back, and they like that about him. Here's Ajay, though, whipping it across toward that back post, and Morrell just couldn't quite get there. Great teasing ball in from Kingsford Ajay. Step overs, great whipped delivery, just skipping across the face of goal, and Morrell a foot behind it. Into the final 5 minutes of our opening half. Thorne's a tall guy in the first place, and when he heads the ball up into the air like that, gets a lot of height on it. Took a while for the ball boy to track it down. Charlotte not in a great hurry, though. They'd like to get to half at 0-0. Perhaps reset some things for the second half. This first away trip of the season for them. Tormenta perhaps closing in on another half of clean sheet soccer defensively. He's turned it over there. Neat feet from Carson Tallboys, who was good last week, Mike Jeffries felt. He's a North Carolina native. Shalom Duty scored a few goals off set pieces this year, but gave it away there. Morrell, a little indecisive and unable to find a teammate. Well, that was a moment for Tormenta. Bad turnover. Morrell was caught in two minds, I think, as to whether to run at the last defenders or try to square it to somebody. In the end, wasn't able to do either. Bill Hart, good scooped ball for Ajay, and then Cabral, and then Nemhart. Nemhart punts it forward. Boswa flicks it on. Bill Hart, Boswa again. His shot deflected. Morrell onside and pulls it wide. What a chance. Oh, he desperately wishes he could have that back. Good link-up play. Boswa leaving it for Bill Hart and then getting it back. And suddenly it opened up for Morrell. And he just wrapped his foot around it too much. Big chance before half. Goals change games, sometimes misses change games as well. Tormenta have played a really strong opening 43 minutes. Should be in front. They're not yet. And we've seen Charlotte get better and better as games have gone on this year. They have been a second half team. A team with a lot of new players and new faces getting used to playing together. Scored a bunch of goals in the final 15 minutes of games, including 2 to overturn that 1-0 deficit and make it into a 2-1 victory over Union Omaha last week with goals in the 83rd and 94th minutes. So they can get to half at 0-0 here. Feeling pretty good about it. Well, they probably haven't played exactly how they'd like in this first half. I didn't love how they played in the first half last week either. Had a knack for hanging around, giving themselves an opportunity for late heroics. We'll see in just a bit if we'll have any time added on at the end of this half. Jay not presented with room to go forward that time. Boswa, interesting attempt. Phelps. Nemhart. Boswa lays it back to him. Boswa having dropped deep at the moment. We have 1 additional minute at the end of this half. So another 90 seconds to play. Not the best clearance, but here again is the reliable Omar Sis to clean up for his side. They create a counter now before the end of the half. Ibarra flicking it around a man. Ibarra almost in, but Thorne tracks it down, shields him away from the ball. Well done by Curtis Thorne again. And Tormenta defending in numbers once more. They'll have a free kick here as Mbuyu tripped up Nemhard. That's indicative of how well Tormenta have defended this year. One man gets beat, they have another 1 or 2 behind him to bail him out. For just a moment you thought maybe Miguel Ibarra was in, but there was Curtis Thorne. You see the foul from Mbuyu again. Here's Ibarra, able to flick it around Jake Dengler. Thorne so calm. Good reading, good angling, good positioning. Tormenta create one more attack in the final 20 seconds of the half. Ajay took the safe route. Now he has it again, Ajay running at that back line. Ajay trying to thread through Boswa. It'll fall for Bill Hart. No, it won't. He'll let it run out. It will be a final corner of the half. They've had the minute, but Joshua Belk, as most referees are in this situation, will allow Tormenta to take this final corner. A goal here would be massive. Cabral takes the low in swinger, flicked along, and then the left-footed strike is off the line. It's not out yet. Bill Hart again blocked. Ibarra punches away. Referee still letting play continue, but then it's missed by Cabral, out into touch. That's the end of the first half. And Tormenta so nearly ended it by taking the lead. Heroic goal line clearance, keeping Charlotte Independence level. And although Tormenta had by far the better of the possession and attacking territory and chances, they weren't able to capitalize, and Charlotte doing what they've done so far and hanging around through the opening 45 minutes. And so with 45 down and 45 to play tonight, it's South Georgia Tormenta FC 0, Charlotte Independence 0. We'll be back with first half highlights and stats, a rundown of other League One action in just a moment from Statesboro.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. If you've delayed your care, we want to reassure you we're prepared for you. Optum's commitment to safe, high-quality care is stronger than ever.
Hi, my name is Michaleto. I'm a professional soccer player for Tormenta FC. From the pool, to the dog park, to the grass area outside my house, the amenities here at the islands offer absolutely everything I need to relax after a long day of training. I'm happy to live in Statesboro, and I highly recommend checking out the islands.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta.
No goals at halftime. South Georgia Tormenta FC and Charlotte Independence tonight. Well, last weekend, a great weekend of action in USL League One. Some crazy results, some crazy late finishes, and no draws. Our own Ryan Rose has more.
5 matches last weekend in League One. We've gone now 9 straight without a draw. We go to Greenville first Friday night. They've had 1 goal in just their last 3 League One matches. Evan Lee finds himself with the ball at the top of the box, tackled by Juan Galindres, who just subbed in 3 minutes before. That's a penalty, 5th penalty of the season in League One here in the first month. Aaron Walker pounds it home. First of the season, 9th with Greenville, and Greenville wins 1-0 over Chattanooga. That's 2 straight losses now for the Red Wolves. First League One win for Greenville. We go to the Queen City. Charlotte hosting Omaha. Noe Meza in the 65th minute fights his way through, finds the back of the net, and Omaha takes a 1-0 lead. Charlotte, though, you got to watch out. Late goals from them. Miguel Ibarra sends one across to the head of Ivan Laqueta, 83rd minute, gets it in. He just came on 5 minutes earlier, and that's the leveler, 1-1. We go to 90+4. Santos has the ball on the right sideline, sends it in. Corey Bennett, 90+4. Did it go in? Yes, it did. 4 of Charlotte's league-leading 8 goals have come in the last 15 minutes plus stoppage. Charlotte wins it 2-1. Nasty weather in Madison as the Flamingos host Central Valley. Only 1 mistake in the match, but it was costly. Phil Brino, a little bit heavy touch on the back pass. Bijev comes to challenge. Jesus Partida subbed in at the half, his first goal of the season, 54th minute. That is the 2nd win in League One for Central Valley, the first for head coach Martin Vasquez. And by the way, 5 of the 6 goals scored by Fuego this season have come in the second half. We go to Cary, North Carolina. NCFC hosting Northern Colorado. Arthur Rogers, a free kick, finds the head of Irvin Parra. This is early, just past Will Pulisic. 18th minute, Parra has now scored goals in back-to-back matches for Northern Colorado. And we have some more trouble in the back. A back pass from Rob Cornwall here for Northern Colorado. A little too soft. There to pounce on it, Olex Anderson, formerly of Richmond, now of NCFC, pounds it home. Matches level in the 23rd minute. But we go to the late portion of the game. Deflected off of a corner, and now the knee of Lachlan McLean. It goes to Danny Robles, who subbed on. First second half goal of the season for Northern Colorado, and the first win in League One for Northern Colorado. They have a win over USL Championship and MLS now. Eamon Zayed's first win as a manager of the League One side against a League One opponent wearing the Irish sweater. 4 matches plus with no goals conceded, so Tormenta brought its stingy luggage with it out to the desert. Adrian Billhart, a nice slip pass from Nemhard in the 61st minute. Good to see him back on the field. Just 1 minute later, a second yellow for Tucson's Louis Perez, and Tucson's comeback hopes get diminished down to 10 men for the final half hour of this one. Already up 1-0. Alex Morrell serves this one in the 84th minute to Barry Sharifi for the dagger. First pro goal in 17 pro appearances in the U.S. Tormenta over 500 minutes without conceding. 2-0 over Tucson. Scoreboard and schedules coming up, but first this from the USL.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Hi, my name is Michaleto. I'm a professional soccer player for Tormenta FC. From the pool, to the dog park, to the grass area outside my house, the amenities here at the islands offer absolutely everything I need to relax after a long day of training. I'm happy to live in Statesboro, and I highly recommend checking out the islands.
Halftime continuing here in Statesboro. News and notes from around USL League One this week. 4 teams in round 4 playing in that Lamar Hunt US Open Cup 4th round coming up midweek. Player of the week, Charlotte's Miguel Ibarra, rated the league's top passer. He also had an assist in their victory over Union Omaha. He is in the team of the week as well, as you'd expect, along with his teammate Koa Santos. Noe Meza, who scored that goal for Union Omaha, also among those 11. How about our League One Week 6 scoreboard? So far around the rest of the league tonight. Forward Madison, a late winner against Richmond Kickers on the road to win the Henny Derby. That's a big win for Forward Madison, their first of the League One season. Central Valley Fuego beat Forward Madison last week. They'll be playing later tonight. Chattanooga Red Wolves a 2-1 lead over Northern Colorado Hailstorm early in the second half. And here's what's coming up in Open Cup play for League One sides this week. South Georgia Tormenta will face Inter Miami at 8 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesday. Union Omaha at home against Northern Colorado Hailstorm. That's an all League One matchup in the round of 32 on Wednesday at 8 Eastern. FC Tucson next weekend, or I should say later this weekend in USL League One. FC Tucson and NCFC. Greenville Triumph and Forward Madison next Friday. Later tonight, Central Valley Fuego FC, their first League One home game against Greenville Triumph. That'll be a great one for you. We'll have it for you at 10:30 Eastern time. League One After Dark coming up in just a couple hours. But first, we'll have the second half of this one here tonight. We'll have stats and first half highlights, and then get the ball rolling again for the second 45 in a moment.
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
Closing in on the second half in Statesboro, 0-0, Tormenta and Charlotte Independence. Let's look at our first half highlights as there There weren't too many clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities. Tormenta had most of them, as they had the majority of the possession and attacking time. And in the 13th minute, though, Charlotte, who did show danger on the counter, especially early on, this ball over the top to Tresor Mbuyu, utilizing his speed to track it down, trying to cut his way and shape for a right-footed shot. A terrific block by Jake Dengler, and then pulled to the top of the box, where a shot by Quinn McNeil was straight at the goalkeeper, Pablo Jara. And then Tormenta started to turn the screw more and more as the half wore on. This was a good run through the midfield from Alex Morrell, and then had a strike, which for a moment the fans on the near side thought had found its way into that corner. It was wide instead. Good attempt, though. And the final 10 minutes especially were all Tormenta. It was Boswa here leaving it for a strike by Bilhart, tipped over by Adrian Zendejas. Good save, even though it was straight at him. Had to get those fingertips up quickly and did. And in the 43rd minute, Nimhart forward, good flick by Boswa. It was Bilhart again, then Boswa again. First shot was blocked, best chance of the half, and pulled wide by Alex Morrell, who will feel he really should have done better. Bit of a frantic sequence, couple of kind bounces from Tormenta's perspective, but they could not capitalize. And they hope that's a chance they don't rue at the end of the 90 minutes. And then, with the final kicks of the half, they so nearly scored again. It was Bilhart who had it cleared off the line by Sis. A goal-scoring save by Sis, standing behind his goalkeeper in exactly the right spot. As we see our first half match stats, 7 shots to 4 for Tormenta. Possession heavily in their favor, 67 to 33%. Neither side had a yellow card. Pretty well-behaved opening half. And so now we'll see what adjustments Charlotte Independence make for the second half, as they'll kick from left to right in those gray tops and black shorts. Tormenta in the magenta and blue will be from right to left. Again, Charlotte tended to be slow starters in games this year. They've been the best team in the league in the final 15 minutes. We'll see if that holds true today. Or can Tormenta continue their long clean sheet streak? They're on 5.5 consecutive scoreless games defensively right now since allowing their last goal on April 2nd on opening night. So that streak is now over 560 minutes. I'm Donnie Barnes. Glad to have you back for the second half. Again, this is the league's stingiest defense so far versus the league's top-scoring attack. Long throw-in launched into the box. Charlotte looking to win the flick on it. Might fall. It did fall. And it's punched over. And then punching the ground with Shalom Duty. Felt he should have done better. He scored 3 goals this year, all off set pieces. 2 with direct headers, 1 off a volley from a second ball. And that was the opportunity there from a second ball. And he couldn't direct it. Best look so far for Charlotte. Already showing more danger in the first minute of the second half than they had for most of the opening 45. Good switch by Kingsford Ajay. Tormenta never afraid to keep possession. They don't feel they have a clear path to go forward. Talking about Charlotte getting better in second halves so far this season. Mike Jeffries told us this week we've not been able to be consistent in our lineups, as this one flicks off a defender and it'll be a corner for Tormenta. Mike Jeffries saying it's a group that's new to each other. They're still a little bit tentative. We haven't always started well in games. They got off to a good start in the first minute of this second half. Now they have some defending to do. Another corner for Tormenta. Again, they've been one of the best teams in the league from set pieces this year. They take this one short. Morrell. Charlotte were ready for that one. They clearly seen that in film this week. They defended it pretty well. Attack still alive for Tormenta, though. Ajay has good strength on the ball. Not quite enough that time. Looking to harass and win it back, but overzealous in doing so as he bundled over Quinn McNeil and committed the foul. Charlotte in the first half tried to use Tresor Mbuyu's speed on the counter quite a bit. They tried to release Ivan Luqueta a couple times as well. Tormenta were able to sniff that out, though, after the first 15 minutes. Really didn't allow much of it over the final portion of the half. Here's Mbuyu. Lost possession. Another calm play by Jake Dengler. Really good crowd at Russell Park tonight. That's another foul and a free kick. Military Appreciation Night. There was a swearing-in ceremony at halftime. Good night of appreciation for the armed forces tonight. Dengler, plenty of time to try to pick a pass forward. It was a bit of a strange one, couldn't quite connect with Ajay. Charlotte unable to connect out of the back. A little bit scrappy in the opening 5 minutes of this second half. Ajay winning another flick on. His teammates weren't able to get on the end of it. Can Charlotte build something coming forward? They have a bit of room to do so this time. Ibarra turning with it. Trying to play a man through. There were a couple half-hearted shouts for handball, but play continues. 5 minutes into the second half. Good ball out of the back. Thorne being harassed by Rocha. Calmly finds Cabral. Flicked by Ajay. Whose ball is it? It's Tormenta's. Nope, Charlotte's, excuse me. Would have been Tormenta's in the first half. They're going in the other direction in the second half. Charlotte with a free kick here. Right by that touch line. And Joshua Belk is our center official tonight. And could Koa Santos deliver a telling ball in here for one of his teammates? Santos, who's on loan from Charlotte FC, swings it in. Not quite enough height on it, but it will be a corner. Curtis Thorne having to stoop onto his hands and knees to try to head that away. And instead it flicked off in the opposite direction across the end line. And Ibarra lining up this corner kick, which is presented by Vision Source Signature Eye Care. Ibarra's delivery, and didn't quite connect with that the way he wanted. Bit of a waste, that sequence for Charlotte. 2 set pieces, neither one taken quite as well as they would have liked, but they might be in down the left side here. It's Ibarra by the end line. Ibarra standing up the cross, off the back of Luqueta. Scuffed into the box by Sis, didn't make a clean contact with it. And now the counter might be on for Tormenta. Billhart trying to speed away from Sis, and he does. Billhart motoring down that left side, trying to switch play to the right. That attack breaks down. Morrell looking to restart it. Between the lines, good ball to Billhart. Billhart's cross, right across the face of goal. Just missed by Boswa as he crashed into that 6-yard box. Good service from Billhart, who's played really well so far tonight. So close to opening the scoring with the final kick of the half, and that shot that was cleared off the goal line. Flipped into the box again, taken down by Boswa, back to goal. Ajay now. Ajay wriggling onto his left. Ajay! Well underneath it and well over. Kingsford Ajay going with the first name on the back of the kit, which is a big league move. He's had a very good game. That final shot there, not what he would have liked. He's looked very lively and very dangerous. Luqueta unable to control that goal kick. Boswa trying to flick it around the corner to himself, but it runs out for a throw. Elsewhere around the league, it's still 2-1 Charlotte over Northern Colorado early in the second half. Later tonight, Tucson and NCFC, Central Valley Fuego and Greenville Triumph. 10 and 10:30 Eastern Time, respectively. Booted long by Pablo Jara. Ajay. Good flick. To himself, then to a teammate, then back to Ajay. Square ball for Boswa. Volleys it out on the right for Thorne. Keeps it moving for Morrell. Morrell trying to backheel it into Thorne's path. Clever, but just intercepted. Trisor Mbuyu weaving his way out of trouble and winning a throw. Mbuyu having to drop deeper and deeper to pick up the ball as this game has gone on. But still has the speed and threat to punish Tormenta on the break if they fall asleep. You see those two games still coming up later tonight on ESPN+. That Central Valley Greenville match, really intriguing one. First home match in League One play for Central Valley, who will be playing their home games at Fresno State Soccer Stadium. Greenville Triumph having to make that cross-country journey. Play late at night out of their time zone. Long try from midfield by Bill Hart, trying to catch Zendejas off his line. Launched in the other direction. Ibarra racing after it. Put out in a touch by Joshua Phelps. Deep attacking throw coming up for Charlotte. Carson Tallboys will take it. He's going to give himself a runway to launch this into the box. The Tormenta player is warming up, not exactly making way for him. They're saying, hey, we're entitled to be here. Now Tallboys with the throw. And only finding the head of a Tormenta player. It's back to Tallboys, though, again. Lifts it into the 6-yard box, flicked clear by Phelps. Tormenta looking to build the break. Ajay. And then tripped over the ball and turned over to Sis. And then Luqueta trying to turn, and he's adjudged to have been fouled. Free kick for Charlotte. Phelps disagreeing. Promising set piece coming up for the Independents. So this will be about 25 yards out. And Coa Santos immediately placing it on the ground and lining it up. Referee instructing the wall members on what they are to do and not do. Pablo Jara, masked man in goal for Tormenta tonight. Will he be tested here? Rocha is also around this ball, but it's sure looking like Santos will take it. Referee still not satisfied with that wall. Joshua Belk says, you stay here, you stay there. massive bodies standing between Santos and goal. Santos strikes, it's over the bar. Well, he was going to have to bend it from that distance and get some dip and swerve on it. Didn't really get either of those. So far, Charlotte's high-flying attack has been stymied by Tormenta's stonewall defense. But Tormenta missed a few good chances in the first half. Haven't created a ton in the second half so far. It's been a stalemate for the opening hour. This long ball is punched clear by Zendejas. He went through the back as that ball is then sent over the top. Zendejas went over the back of Arthur Boswa, who's feeling that, saying, hey, he can't do that. I was here. I was entitled to that space. Zendejas right at the edge of his box. He was still in his area. Great shot there. Goal kick for Zendejas to take, 60 minutes in. We're going to have a substitution here for Tormenta. That was Boswa's last action of the night. In his place comes Keziah Sterling. Forward who began his career at Tottenham and has played for multiple other clubs in Europe. Good pace and mobility. He missed last week with a minor injury. This is a Pestmaster Services substitution. Keziah for Boswa in the 61st minute. First substitution of the match for either side. You're right. One sub each. Now Mbuyu trying to dance his way in. Mbuyu side netting. Bulged that net, but from the wrong side. First time we've seen Mbuyu spark to life in quite a while. Good raking ball from Koa Santos. And Mbuyu facing up Curtis Thorne. Able to beat him to the outside. Thorne was okay with giving up the outside there, forcing him to the wide angle. Mbuyu unable to find the inside of the post. Now Charlotte had to make a substitution in the 8th minute, remember. They had Tomas Maya leave with an injury very early on. Diego Rocha replaced him. So you could say this was the first planned substitution of the match. And here comes Tormenta now down the right with Thorne. Morrell trying to surge to the end line. Took a heavy touch and couldn't keep it in play. And he's frustrated with himself. Chattanooga Red Wolves have taken a 3-1 lead now over Northern Colorado Hailstorm. As we look around the league, told you at halftime Madison defeated Richmond 1-0 on the road. That's a big win for forward Madison, their first of the League One season. Had 3 draws to open the year and then a defeat last week at home to Fuego. So they win the Henny Derby. And a bit of an upset the way those two sides had started the year. Richmond were slight favorites going into that game, but beaten at home. Now over the top, Mbuyu. And he create another chance here. Mbuyu looking for the overlap from Luqueta. Again, that back line for Tormenta read it so well. And then Thorne trying to play out of defense. And this is going to be the first card of the night. It will be a yellow shown to Diego Rocha. So the night's first caution comes from this challenge. Thorne Pretty clear foul. Thorne had pushed it past Rocha, who took him out. Now Charlotte making a substitution. Corey Bennett is coming on for them, replacing Ivan Luqueta. Bennett, who scored that 94th minute winner against Union Omaha last week. He started that match and had a really difficult 93 minutes plus until that final minute winner. Mike Jeffries said as much this week. Tormenta looking to move forward. Keziah Sterling trying to use his strength, but well shielded out for a goal kick by Carson Tallboys. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+. It's the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Throw was taken quickly, but right to a Charlotte player. Volleyed forward by Sis. Thorne, Morrell. Cabral. Dengler. And Thorne. Forward in the direction of Billhart. Flying header from Heckenberg. Thumped away by Rocha. And Tormenta continuing to play their home matches here at Irk Russell Park for now. Their new stadium still under construction. They're hoping to move in the next couple months. Again, there will be more construction done over the next year or so before it's fully built out, but it will be ready for play sometime, hopefully, in the coming weeks. Now, here's Ajay. Ajay with a strike, and it flew off a defender and out for a corner. The block by Shalom Duty, and the set piece for Tormenta. Adrian Billhart walking over to take it. Again, they've been a very dangerous side from set pieces this year. Billhart, high, lofted delivery and over everybody. The set piece is not quite as good as usual so far tonight from Tormenta, but now Phelps weaving his way in. Phelps pulled to the top of the box. Cabral, what a sliding block. Attack still alive for Tormenta. Ajay, defended well by Sis, and again Sis, it runs out. Goal kick, really well done by Omar Sis. Two more substitutions coming on for Tormenta. There you see Alex Morrell jogging off. And so is Adrian Billhart. So those two wingers, both off the pitch for Tormenta now. In their place, Josue Soto and Barry Sharifi. Josue Soto, who arrived to the team just before their first game. That ball's thumped out of play. So Tormenta have made 3 changes over 2 windows. Charlotte with 2 changes over 2. With 22 minutes and change remaining in the match. Santos cutting his way infield. Rocha now on that yellow card, trying to serve it into the box, but well beyond everyone. You see on the screen, Chattanooga Red Wolves now running riot over Northern Colorado. It's 4-1 in the 62nd minute. Told you Forward Madison beat Richmond 1-0. Again, 2 more games coming up later tonight. Out west, FC Tucson and North Carolina FC. Central Valley Fuego and Greenville Triumph. Remember, Fuego beat Triumph 2-0 in the opening weekend of the season. That ball nearly given straight to Tresor Mbuyu, which would have been a bad idea from Tormenta's perspective. Free kick for Charlotte. Great crowd tonight, and they've been into it from the first whistle. They've not seen a goal yet. Nice ball. Here's Tresor Mbuyu running at the back line. Mbuyu with that electric pace. His cross just deflected and then cleared. Now that had that back line a bit concerned. Back line that still has not conceded a goal in a long time. We're over 70 minutes in. Still deadlocked at 0-0. To Sean Nemhart. Finding Cabral. And then he finds Sharifi, who scored last week at FC Tucson. He, in turn, was unable to find Curtis Thorne, who is still harassing Shalom Duty. It flicked off Thorne last, and it's a throw for Charlotte. And Shalom Duty had to miss last week with an injury. Charlotte trying to break out. Santos. It's an intelligent ball. Switching up with it, Quinn McNeil. Squaring for Mbuyu. Again looking to use that pace. Mbuyu around the outside. Mbuyu goes down, gets right back up, and then loses it. Good dogged defending again by Curtis Thorne, staying with him, despite not having the same pace Mbuyu does. And credit to Mbuyu, too, because he could have gone fully over and looked for the penalty there. I don't think he would have gotten it, but a lot of players would have tried nonetheless. He popped straight back up, tried to continue playing, but didn't quite come off for him. But you applaud the effort. Now Kingsford Ajay. He cuts inside. Out on the right for Thorne. Pulls it back, Cabral into the box. Found the head of Ajay, but he wasn't able to guide it goalward or to a teammate initially. Then Sharifi spreads it on the left, forcing Soto to track it down. Soto's cross, nodded away by Duty. Back into the area, nobody there. And it blue and magenta, and easily gathered by Zendejas. Zendejas under no pressure, happy to just dribble time off the clock. Charlotte looking like a side that would be reasonably okay with a draw tonight. Can't blame them. First road match of the year, first time they've had to travel this season against a really tough side who've been playing so well. Again, Charlotte off to a great start themselves. Haven't been able to offer nearly as much in attack as they normally do, but they've been solid enough at the back so far. Ajay been facing 2 defenders most of the night. Nemhart unable to connect with Sterling. Hear that Statesboro High School drum line continuing in the background. They've been great tonight. Turnover caused by Tormenta. What can Cabral do with that? Well, it's given away. Charlotte looking to spring the counter over the top. There again, though, is Josh Phelps. And they connect out of the back very neatly again. Applause from the crowd, well deserved. Ajay. Good defending from Santos to make sure he couldn't continue forward. Now Heckenberg, lots of space. Sharifi. Thorne. Looks to deliver one maybe. Instead pulls it back. And now Sharifi wriggling his way in. Heavy touch. Didn't quite fall to Soto. Sliced clear. Taken down and protected by Nemhart. Such a great presence for Tormenta. Has it again now, Nemhart. Cabral. Heckenberg. Jake Dengler. A little pocket of space. Sharifi. Thorne. Thorne's cross. Sliced out of play. It will be a corner. Clay Dimmick protecting his near post there. And we enter the final quarter of an hour with another corner for Tormenta. And both these sides with 2 victories, a draw, and a defeat, level on points with 7. Another corner kick delivery from Gabriel Cabral. Cabral with the outswinger, and it's on goal, and it's stopped, but it's a foul anyway, and it wouldn't have counted. I think that was Dengler. Dengler on the half volley, but guilty of hauling his man down as he made contact with it. See it again. Dengler in a wrestling match with Carson Tallboys. Tallboys with an approving thumbs up to the referee. And we believe Adrian Zendejas has been shown a yellow card for time wasting. Remember, the referee talked to him about it in the first half. Looked like he gave him a warning about 30 minutes in, Joshua Belk did, and now the card has been shown. Second man into the book for Charlotte tonight, along with Diego Rocha. Good battle for that aerial ball. Won yet again by Nemhart. Flicked along by Sterling. Out comes Zendejas. That is outside his area. He can't pick it up. Improvised reasonably well. Here comes Tormenta down the left. Good job by Ajay to keep that in. Looking to skip toward the end line, Ajay. Well done by Santos to not give him the angle to cross that ball. Ajay keeping it and squaring it. And it's Soto lifting it into the box. Sharifi couldn't turn and shoot. Ajay again. That one deflected low. Sterling goes down. Everyone looks at the referee, who again is unmoved. Moans from the crowd. Charlotte streaked the other way. They were out of play. Just as Tresor Mbuyu was hoping to sprint in the other direction. See it again. Perhaps some contact, but not enough for Joshua Belk to point to the spot. Here's Ajay once more. Almost a replay of the last moment. Taken down by Cabral. Not the best first touch. Had to reset himself. Wasn't able to find a teammate from there. First touch so vitally important. And now the free kick relieves the pressure for Charlotte, and Sis stays down after that challenge. Brawl got up to win that header. It's really high boot against high boot there. You don't often see two players kick each other's high foot at that height. Oh, that was such a promising sequence for Tormenta until that first touch, unfortunately, from Cabral that he'd like to have back. So often, especially at the professional level, if that first touch isn't good, you have to reset yourself, maybe turn with the ball to bring it under command. By that time, the defense is on you, and that back line is reset. Those passing lanes have been choked off. If you can't watch the match, you can turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Referee having a talk with several players here, and then motions for them to get away. And it's going to be a free kick for Charlotte as we approach the final 10 minutes of the 90. Is there to be a late winner for either of these teams here tonight? Referee with that magic foam. With the Tormenta two-man wall will have to stay behind. Coa Santos to deliver this ball. Good delivery and flicked out of play. It's going to be a corner. Joshua Phelps getting up high enough and able to flick it wide of his own goal. Otherwise, Carson Tallboys might have buried that. What can Charlotte do from the ensuing corner? Delivered by Rocha. Up in the air by Thorne. Cleared further, and Sharifi boots it long. Charlotte haven't been able to spend a lot of time in the attack or in the attacking third tonight. Referee blows his whistle again, and looks like a Charlotte player is down in that center circle. That is Carson Tallboys. So Carson Tallboys having that left leg attended to. Here's taking the opportunity for one more hydration break to sustain themselves over these final 8 minutes plus stoppage time. One more change window available for either of these sides. Saw a couple Tormenta players perhaps getting ready to come in. They still have Jamil Roberts, Owen Green, and Kotaro Umeda available on the bench. Quinn McNeil was over for a couple words with head coach Mike Jeffries for Charlotte. Tallboys head to the touchline, see if he can come back in. For a moment at least, Charlotte will be down to 10. We will get a change for Tormenta. Jamil Roberts is coming on for Kingsford Ajay. Well, again, Ajay was bright tonight. Had a lot of good moments, a lot of dangerous moments, some nice runs, some good crosses and deliveries into the box. A couple of shots that weren't on target. Jamil Roberts, who started last week, dropped to the bench tonight, comes on for the final 7 minutes plus. O'Hara a little bit late coming out for that. Maybe thought Jake Dengler was going to deal with it himself, but no issues in the end. There you see Tormenta FC over 600 minutes now since they last conceded a goal on April 2nd. The attack has become a little disjointed for both teams over the last 10 minutes or so. I suspect there's still one more chance to come in this game. Which team will have it? Will they capitalize on it is the question. Unable to chase that one down was Roberts. Charlotte throw, which Tormenta head coach Ian Cameron wants them to take quickly. Down the line it goes. Corey Bennett in the corner, trying to play it off Nemhart. Nemhart again, a rock. But Charlotte win back possession. Quinn McNeil. Diego Rocha. His teammate wanted him to pass it forward. He passed it backward instead to Shalom Duty. Duty's forward ball easily read by Thorne. Throw in for Charlotte. Back it goes for Hara. Not his best ball out. Nemhart. Roberts. Interesting ball, but he and Keziah Sterling weren't on the same wavelength there. Over the top it goes, but bouncing into the arms of Hara, who was out to play it. Trying to find Corey Bennett with that long bouncing ball. Miguel Ibarra trying to step forward and press there. That was easily broken. Ibarra again. Hasn't seen a lot of the ball in this second half. A spin by Roberts and he wins the free kick. Sis pleading with the referee, saying, "I didn't touch him." Joshua Belk shrugs off that protest. 87th minute, 0-0. Free kick was taken quickly, too quickly for Joshua Belk's liking. The brawl has to retake, and he's frustrated. Charlotte were able to get organized as that free kick was waiting to be taken. And that ball forward, inaccurate. Cliche in soccer to talk about a team running out of ideas toward the end of the game. It's kind of looked that way for Tormenta over these last 20 minutes or so. Not a lot of cutting edge in this second half for them. After a first half in which, although they didn't create a ton of chances, they did have a couple really good ones and probably should have taken the lead in the first 45. Especially in the last few minutes of the opening half. Good work from Keziah Sterling. It rebounded off of him. Zendejas out to claim, and it took a kind spin and bounce. But the way that ball was spinning, that could have bounced back out of the 18-yard box, in which case Zendejas might have been in a little bit of trouble. Now Charlotte down the wing. Tresor Mbuyu. Mbuyu speeding into the box. Mbuyu pokes it back. Bennett lifts it over the bar. Best attack of the second half for Charlotte. Mbuyu and Bennett combining. Bennett just leaning back as he tried to scoop it into that top netting. They haven't been able to spring Mbuyu as often as they'd like tonight, but anytime they can, he's so dangerous. Good sliding challenge by Joshua Phelps. Watch it right there. Perhaps just pressuring Corey Bennett enough to scoop that ball over. Again, Charlotte scored lots of late goals in the final 15 minutes of their opening 4 matches. Scored 2 in the last 15 to beat Union Omaha last week. They scored in stoppage time to beat Northern Colorado a couple weeks ago. They were scored upon in the 96th minute by Fuego FC in a wild 3-3 draw several weeks ago. They are a team that has tended to see late drama in their games. Is there still any to be found tonight? Over the top, down the left, Jamil Roberts. He's onside. Roberts lifts it right over everyone. Not a great cross. Tracked down by Thorne. Pulls it back for Cabral. Cabral has a hit, skidding low into the box. Roberts will track it down. He'll let it roll out, in fact, for a throw. Says, I want that ball. Nemhard it is who takes the throw. Cabral with Charlotte pushing out in defense. The next ball was not good enough. And here goes Mbuyu. He might be away for Charlotte. 2 in the attack, but Mbuyu is capable of going on his own. Mbuyu forced outside. Tries to drag it back. Well defended by Tormenta. And Hara calmly plays out to Thorne. Game opening up here again in these final minutes. A surge forward from Barry Sharifi in the 90th. Sharifi looking for a teammate. And this is offside. Roberts trying to square it for Sterling. Always looked offside. Sharifi just waiting too long to release that pass there. Unsure of which teammate to pick out, and they'd already strayed beyond the last defender by the time he made up his mind. And we're into 3 minutes of time added on at the end of the second half. Charlotte happy to try to find Tresor Mbuyu on the counter to maybe nick it late. Tormenta trying to come forward and find that winner, but they're not having a lot of success against what's been a really well-organized Charlotte defense tonight. And defense has not necessarily been their strong suit in the opening 4 matches of league play. They've defended quite well tonight. Sis was down for a moment. Had about a 30-second delay there. We'll see if the referee chooses to add on any more time at the end of the 3. Punted forward to nobody in particular. Only Tucson FC have allowed more goals than Charlotte so far this year. They've given up 9, Charlotte 7. None so far tonight, though. And a foul as Clay Dimmick is down. Looks like a yellow card's going to be shown. It'll be the first that Tormenta have received tonight, and I think it's Cabral who will get it. No, I think he showed it to Keziah Sterling. Yeah, it's Sterling who gets the yellow. Well, Tormenta frustrated by all these stoppages. Let's see the foul again. Sterling up. I think the referee judging that he got the elbow up on Dimmick's face. Tormenta felt he won the header cleanly. It's been a very cagey and savvy road performance by Charlotte tonight, though. Again, we wondered how they would do in their first away match of the season. Their first time having to travel this year. A new team just thrown together right before the start of the regular season. They've held up very well. Still maybe have a chance to nick it late with Rocha's delivery. Flicked along, but no power behind it. Easily gathered by Hara. It was headed wide anyway. Time perhaps for one more attack for Tormenta. Cushioned down. Cabral. Being harassed by Ibarra, but plays it on to Roberts, who is tripped. Foul, yellow card for Ibarra. Free kick for Tormenta. Ibarra apologizes to Roberts. We've had the 3 minutes. We'll play on for now. Cabral to take the free kick again. Trying to pick out a teammate in magenta and blue as they line up at the top of the 18. Cabral flipping it to that far side of the area. Just hasn't come off for Tormenta tonight in the attack. Might have one more chance. Play on for now. Top of the box. Roberts went over looking for a foul. Nothing given. Santos. Only as far as Heckenberg. Forward, says Ian Cameron. Referee putting his whistle to his lips. Not blowing it just yet. Sharifi trying to square it for Sterling. Away from him. Cabral has a strike, but it's wildly off target. And that might do it tonight. Adrian Zendejas in no rush. That whistle was from the referee telling him to take the goal kick, please. Remember, Zendejas is on a yellow for time wasting already. Seems to be a little bit careful here. He'll take as many stutter steps as he can. Referee allowing play to continue still. We've had nearly 95 minutes. Hooked up into the air by Soto. And then hammered away. He couldn't flick it along with the head. And then it's off of Soto. Throw in for Charlotte. They're hollering at the referee. Isn't it time you blew the whistle? And now he does. And that does it for this one here tonight. Good battle, cagey battle, and no goals in it. Both teams settle for a point. Both teams' unbeaten runs over the last few continue. For Tormenta, it's 6 now unbeaten since their opening night defeat, and their 6th consecutive clean sheet. Well over 600 consecutive minutes without conceding a goal. For Charlotte Independence, a solid road performance in their first road outing of the season. And they pick up a valuable point away from home. And 8 points for both these sides through 5 matches this regular season. There's your man of the match tonight, Joshua Phelps. Led the game in clearances this evening. Our man of the match presented by Galactic Comics. And he was a superhero at the back for Tormenta again this evening. We will show you the play of the match tonight in just a moment, as Phelps exchanges handshakes and congratulations with Zendejas. So here is your play of the match. Phelps down in the corner, flicking it around the corner, right past Tresor and Mbuyu, creating danger for Tormenta. It led to this shot by Cabral that was wide, but the play by Phelps to keep it in play, roll it right past Mbuyu. See you later. Tormenta had some good moments like that tonight, just weren't able to find the cutting edge, the final ball, the final finish. Charlotte a couple half chances of their own, but neither side able to find the net tonight. We'll come back with your final highlights and stats and wrap things up from Statesboro after this.
From Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children, and we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta! Vamos, Tormenta! Vamos, Tormenta! Vamos, Tormenta!
It finished goalless tonight in Statesboro between Tormenta FC and Charlotte Independence. As both these sides had some decent chances, both defended really well. Let's show you the save of the match tonight. And it was this early save by Pablo Jara in the first half. Charlotte, they utilized this ball to Tresor Mbuyu as often as they could tonight. And Mbuyu cutting inside, a great initial block by Jake Dengler. And then from the edge of the box, it was straight into the arms of Pablo Jara. Didn't have a lot of saves to make tonight, but that was our save of the match. Let's show you our full-time highlights this evening between Tormenta and Charlotte Independence. We said it was a showdown between the highest scoring side and the stingiest defensive side. It was the defense that won out tonight. But Charlotte got off to a decent start on the counterattack. And again, we just showed you that save a moment ago. Tresor Mbuyu, always dangerous. Good second ball there as he recycled it to Quinn McNeil, who had that strike. But Jara was solidly behind it. Not long after, Tormenta went up the other end of the pitch. It was a really good first half for Alex Morrell, and he had a strike that wasn't far away. And again, some of the fans thought it was in. In the 43rd minute, there were two big chances in the final couple minutes of the first half for Tormenta when they probably should have opened the scoring. Arthur Beausoit deflected right into the path of Morrell. That was the clearest chance of the evening. And he dragged his shot wide. And we wondered if they might regret that at the end of the night. Not a bad performance by the home side, but they'll feel they should have snatched it, especially in a moment like that. Late on, a little bit of a frantic finish over the final few minutes of the 90. As Charlotte, again, trying that outball to Tresor Mbuyu, utilizing his great speed down the left wing, and pulled it back for Corey Bennett, who was just leaning back as he tried to scoop it into the top netting, and it flew over the bar. Our final match stats, 14 shots for Tormenta, but only 2 on target. 10 shots for Charlotte, but only 1 on target. That was the story of the night. Neither side able to test each other's goalkeeper nearly as much as they would have liked. The possession heavily in Tormenta's favor at 68 to 32%. Just a couple yellow cards in the match. And a lot of physicality, lots of good challenges, lots of good defending by both sides. Good road point for Charlotte. Decent road point for Tormenta. For our entire crew, led by our producer tonight, Ryan Rose, I'm Donnie Barnes. Good night from Statesboro, where it ended. South Georgia Tormenta FC 0, Charlotte Independence 0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League, League One, cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League, League One.